It's the National Football League on EA Sports.
And we've got the two franchises with more Super Bowls than anyone else.
It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New England Patriots. And it's all up next.
From the home of many a title run and one of the NFL's most successful franchises, you're looking live at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Ready to get this game started. Here's John Parker Romo. And we're off and running from Gillette. Cordero Patterson now to return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So the Steeler offense getting out there for its opening drive of the game. They're led out by one of the game's most tenured veterans and most decorated quarterbacks of all time, Aaron Rodgers.
I think it's safe to say, Kate, Aaron Rodgers may be one of the most polarizing figures in the NFL, but there is nobody that will question his ability to spin a football different than everybody else. Just ask his receivers, tight ends, running backs, anybody that's ever played with him. He elevates their game, and he often elevates his own game to an MVP kind of level.
It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
On 2nd down, Warren. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
Hey, Kate, you want to see a picture in the football dictionary of staying on schedule? That was it.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. First carry for the versatile vet, Cordero Patterson. Crosses midfield, still going. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
First down throw by Rodgers. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Christian Gonzalez getting there for the tackle.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Play action with Rodgers. He puts some power on a deep one left. He's got it deep downfield. And got his man. That's a Pittsburgh touchdown. The Steelers take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. It's a DK Metcalf touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you could go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Chris Boswell for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Steelers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Well on to send this away. Return coming from the 6. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. So out come the Patriots, ready for their first possession. Leading them out, someone with a big arm and a field general's mindset, Drake May.
Drake entered the league as a top 5 pick because he checks a lot of boxes. Just the way you want him. Tall, athletic, great arm. 1 year at North Carolina, put on an absolute show. And yeah, his 2nd year as a starter took a little bit of a beating and some question whether or not he was still a top 5 pick. The ability, there's no question there. It is now the consistency in taking care of the football that will be a big part of Drake's career. Well, that right there, Kate, that is the epitome of trust, and trust in your big physical tight end, throwing his way into double coverage. You may question the decision when the ball leaves his hands, but it's tough to question when it produces results like that.
They motion a receiver left. And he'll get it up to the 44. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
May not be the way he typically gets the ball, Kate, but once he had it in his hands like a reception, he knew what to do with it. He smelled that first down, and he went and got it.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Now for the first time, it's a give to the rookie from Ohio State. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
On play action, here's May. Finds his man, it's Demario Douglas. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And the Patriots will have a 1st down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
They'll come up 1st and 10. May now from the gun. Got Williams, and it's complete. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
He'll run for the first time here with Antonio Gibson. And he'll turn this into a solid gain down to the 14. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. Up here. May. And through the back of the end zone and out of bounds.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
A prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. From the gun, it's May. Flushed out of the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. May throwing for it. He finds him beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I love those moments of truth. We get to see exactly how they handle it when all the pressure that drives right on them. Turns out, handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing on.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Here's the pistol snap to May. Escapes the pocket. And he scores. It's a New England touchdown. The Patriots finish off their opening drive. Drake made the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain, he did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
Romo's point after is good. And the Patriots respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. Johnson with a return here. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense for their second drive of the game. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Blitz coming for Rodgers. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's keeping it. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's a Steelers first down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Rodgers here off the play action. Targeting the sideline, and Freiermuth has it. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. That's going to pick up the first down after a gain of 26.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Off play action, Rodgers. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out, and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense, who puts a sack on the board.
And without much room, he's going to go down at the 32-yard line. Call it 1 yard on the play. That leaves him with 3rd and 14.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Setting up the running back screen. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, sometimes even 4th. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
Dicker connects there. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
A dependable kicker, man, that is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Antonio Gibson now to return it. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Patriots offense headed out for their 2nd drive of the game. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended Brock in a touchdown. Time starts out with a 1st and 10. Bourne will go in motion left. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
On these 1st and 10 calls, defenses are always keyed in that a run might be coming their way. And as soon as the QB turned to give the ball, the entire defense came crashing in to bury them for a loss.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Made a throw it. It's taken in by Kendrick Bourne. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. May looking to throw. Pass taken in by Diggs. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. So that connection for a first will bring us to the end of the first. Just a field goal separates these two. More from back and ready now for the second quarter. It's Patriots football. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. And this is a nice gain that stopped at the 47. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 47. He's got the hook up to Bourne. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the first down that comes with it.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
On first down, they'll run. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Patrick Queen arranging in for the tackle. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Back to the well again. He's out in the clear. And they bring him down around the 34. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that's a New England first down.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
To the air on first down, May. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And not much for him there. He's down to the 15-yard line. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Operating from the gun, here's May. Gets it quickly to Douglas. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. Now following that completion, we see a man shaken up. Officials calling for a pause as he gets looked at. Table here for 3rd and 3. Going play action, May. Ooh, put way too much on that one, Brock. Over the end zone and out.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
Field goal attempts coming up from John Parker Romo. High percentage look for him here from the left hash. The kick by Roddy's good. And we're all tied up now in the first half.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Here's Romo to handle the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Steeler offense set to get back on the field. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. They'll start on the ground here with Warren. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
Second down now, 7 to go. Play fake, it's Rodgers. Oh, put some heat on this deep ball, left side. DK Metcalf, the intended receiver. And now they're going to face third down.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. From the shotgun, Rodgers. That's caught for the first. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
And downs for him from the 46. First down throw by Rodgers. That's taken in by Freiermuth. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
Yet another example why the ball finds its way in this guy's hands time after time. He's a playmaker, and he knows how to get the yards they need. Maybe not a ton there, but enough to move the sticks.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. It's caught Metcalf. We'll have him gain about a handful there. That was Harold Landry making the tackle.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Counterplay here, Warren. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Kyle Duggar holding him down. They'll need 4 to convert now after no gain on 2nd down.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Rodgers here from the gun. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
All right, I'll set up now. 1st and 10. From the red zone now. The throw is caught. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line.
This really isn't a route designed for a lot of yards, Kate. You're just trying to get a small handful and move on to the next down. Stay in rhythm. And anytime you can work some magic after the catch and stretch it out, those are welcome bonus yards.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Warren here from the gun. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that picks up a 1st and goal.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
So we're at the 2-minute warning here from Gillette. Offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. To throw is Rodgers. And he's gonna score. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers get some late points and the lead. Pat Fryermuth, the touchdown. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Bronk. And it turns out, hey, nothing was gonna stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
Boswell to add the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Steelers break that tie and now lead by 7. Now Boswell on to send this away. On the return, here's Gibson. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Patriots back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. They'll look to knot up this game right now as they trail 17-10. They're out and set, 1st and 10. May. That's to his running back, Antonio Gibson. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Juan Thornhill getting there for the stop.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Diggs there to bring it in. Pickup of 12 on that play. And the Patriots will have a 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. May now from the gun. Finds him over the middle. And he gets it past the 50 and down to the Steelers' side of the field. They're set up with 2nd and short. To the air yet again, May. He'll get this to Henry. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that's a New England 1st down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
1st down throw for May. Got Williams, and it's complete. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's May. Flushed out of the pocket. He's running with it. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a 1st. On play action, here's May. Bails out of the pocket quick. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. Now the Patriots calling their 3rd and final timeout. And that's all coming up, 5 yards to the end zone. Throwing is May. Pressure's there, and the steel curtain closes on him. And that sack gonna cost them some yardage. That brings us to the break. The Steelers taking a lead into the visiting locker room. Now down the coast we go to Orlando, Florida, in our studio there. Jonathan Coachman waiting by with the EA Sports Halftime Report. Now Boswell on to send this away. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Patriots and this running back headed back out for a new series. That passing game they went to in the 1st half, it's going to need to be firing to start this 2nd half too as they chase this lead. May on 1st and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Throwing now from the gun. Cut by Gibson. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Patrick Queen arranging in for the tackle.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Made out a throw on 3rd. Complete beyond the marker. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Gibson here from the gun. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Alone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. He picks up 15 on the play. And the Patriots will have a 1st down.
Kate, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
It's taken in by Williams. And he's taken down at the 30. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's a New England 1st down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Right side and into the hands of Douglas. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Deshaun Elliott with that tackle.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Going play action, May. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Steelers are stopped on the return just shy of their own 35. Oh, man, I'm having to hold my partner back after this one. Captain Fundamental not happy that he didn't take the time to stop and get set before delivering that football. Gotta think that in part led to the turnover.
Yeah, Captain Fundamental because I couldn't run. Kind of like Tom Brady, right? But he's the essence of it. He's the GOAT. Why? Because he sets his feet. He's so fundamentally sound. The chance of interception so much higher when your fundamentals are no good.
It's okay, partner. It's gonna be okay. 10 from the 34. The give to Patterson out of the shotgun. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage, B, it sets up your play action, and C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 38. Short pass brought in. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. That's a pickup of 9. And that's a Steelers 1st down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. From the shotgun, Rodgers. This is Metcalf working that right side. And he's across midfield into Patriots territory.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
Here's 2nd and 5. Pass taken in by Freiermuth. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Again, Rodgers. That's caught for the first. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Off play action, Rodgers. Targeting the sideline, and Freiermuth has it. They manage 22 on the rip and a first down.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
On the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Austin's there to haul it in. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Rodgers here off the play action. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. It's 2nd and goal.
With all due respect to some of the great linebackers back in the day, to play the position today, man, you've got to be versatile. You can't just be a come up and stuff the run. You got to play coverage. And these defenses more and more rely on you to break up throws just like that.
This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
I hate those situations, Kate, as a QB. I'm looking for an open passing lane, and I can't find one anywhere. He thought he had one available. Defense did a better job of knocking it away.
Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal. Throwing once again, Rodgers. Flush down now to his left. And they will score. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers push their lead further to start the half. Aaron Rodgers with the touchdown. His 3rd total score this game. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist, and you got to be an artist that can create when things break down, and that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
That one splits the uprights, and the Steelers on to send this away. On the return, here's Gibson. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Patriots returning their offense and this running back to the field. They are coming off their 1st interception of the game. Build some confidence. They'll run here on 1st down. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kate, I'll never forget walking into the Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's meeting room with those defensive linemen. The late, great John Tierlink, his coach, he had a little sign up in his office, and it was sacks, and that money sign was the S, because ends and D linemen make their money with sacks. But you win games when they stop the run like that for a tackle for loss.
And the Steelers get home. They drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB could run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on third and very long. Operating from the gun, here's May. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. No luck finding his receiver that time. And now they're staring at fourth and long.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Punter takes the field on fourth down, and he sends this one flying. Jukes one defender. And not only does he go in the wrong direction, but he's stopped for a net loss on the return. And set it downs for him at the 38. To the air here on first down, Rodgers. Into the hands of Skoranek, complete. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Trying an inside give to Warren. And he's brought down for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical third down.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. Throw left side finds Freiermuth. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. A tight end that moves the chains on third down, that's a QB's best friend.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Warren running between the tackles. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Tracked down by Robert Spillane. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. So we're through 3 here. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Rodgers here from the gun. Into traffic, complete. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. The big play nets him 17 yards. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
All at the 33 for first down. This finds Austin, complete. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. They've got 2nd and 4. From the 27. Freiermuth there to bring it in. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. Give them 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. From the red zone now. He completes it in traffic. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Throwing again, it's Rodgers. And got his man. That's a Pittsburgh touchdown. The Steelers make it a 3-score game in the 4th. Exactly the play they were looking for, Brock. They saw it, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, it really was a perfect play. This is what it looked like in practice, but more importantly now to get it done in game time, that's what you're looking for. Amazing when it all comes together.
As well to add the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Steelers stretch their lead to 21. Now Boswell on to send this away. On the return, here's Gibson. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Patriots offense all set to go. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. Man in motion here. May on 1st and 10. Flushed out of the pocket. He'll step up, and there he goes. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And the Patriots will have a first down.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the first down.
First down throw for May. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it, except for this defense that just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Another try following the sack. Has him on the quick hitter. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Let's see what they went with on third down. May now from the gun. Got Williams, and it's complete. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Here he goes. Got to have this on fourth down. Henry on the catch. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. They only needed a couple, and that is what they got. Not the most impressive gain, but a big one as they get the first. To the air yet again, May. Pass taken in by Diggs. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the gun, it's May. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. That one intended for Demario Douglas. And now they need to get 4 on third down. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
May not have throw on third. That throw's knocked away and incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, well, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on fourth. May throwing for it. He finds him beyond the marker. And he works this to the 38 before going down. They come through with 6 yards there, Brock, and they're rewarded with a new set of downs.
Oh, I love fourth downs. It just brings out the very best, and you get to see how you handle the most pressure, and it turns out, well, they handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing.
To the air on first down, May. Digs there to bring it in. And they take him down right along the 30.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
Here's 2nd and 2. That finds Gibson, complete. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. Pick up a 5 on that play. And that's a New England first down.
A play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball. Right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
A dose of the hurry-up offense here. He's on the move. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. But the problem, defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers, and they got one right there with that sack.
He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
Well, that one came with a high degree of difficulty. Had to balance focusing on the catch, keeping those feet in bounds.
Looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, here's May. Rolling left, buying some time. Oh, he's gonna run for it! And he's able to get this down to the 13. Big gain, 14 on the play. And the Patriots will have a first down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
And the defense gets there to force a...
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 14-yard line.
May. The throw is cut. Oh, he lost the football. Steelers have it, headed the other way. And they bring him down up at the 12-yard line. Look, we can spin positive here, Brock. You take away the ending, and that drive was outstanding. It was everything they were hoping for. Unfortunately, all that work and efforts, it's gone.
Hey, Kate, Cal, how important were those finals?
Pretty important.
Yeah, so was that ball security right there.
Pittsburgh getting its offense all set to go. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays.
So we have a pause here. Inside 2 minutes, all reviews come from the booth. And they want to take one more look. All right, so we all know what we're looking for here, Brock. Where did an elbow, maybe a knee, something touch down? And as it does, is the ball loose at that point?
Yeah, throw in forearm, wrist, shin. There's no question the offensive guy's screaming something hit the ground while the defense is hoping it didn't.
So the review saves them a turnover. He was, in fact, already down when the ball came free. Shotgun now on 3rd down. Complete beyond the marker. And he's into the end zone for a New England touchdown. The Patriots get it back to within 2 possessions. So he looks to and finds the big fella, and his tight end takes it in for 6.
Such a reliable weapon down in the red zone. It kind of reminds me like a...
So we have a pause here. Inside 2 minutes, all reviews come from the booth, and they want to take one more look. Ooh, it doesn't get much closer than this, Brock. Did that ball in any way break the plane of the end zone?
You know how I like to look at this, Kate? Imagine a plane of glass going from the front end of that end zone straight in the air, and any part of the ball, any part of it just touches the plane of that glass, and this is a touchdown.
All right, so the officials take that touchdown away. He did not break the goal line. He'll throw it yet again. Too much on that, and it sails through the end zone, incomplete.
QBs, well, they're a lot like the great shooters in the NBA. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to miss. You just got to shake it off and keep shooting away.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. Throwing with a blitz on the way. And he's into the end zone for a New England touchdown. The Patriots get it back to within 2 possessions. Well, good luck stopping the big fella that close to the goal line, Brock. I've always thought that the distance right there is just made for tight ends to score touchdowns.
Yeah, and it's not just the sport that you also love to cover in basketball. It's all about matchups. You get near the red zone and into the end zone, matchups become critical. And when you got a dude like this that's a mismatch maker, you feed him.
Romo on to try the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Patriots get it back to a 14-point game. Onside kick. And this is recovered by the Steeler hands team. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48.
Hey, the numbers don't lie. The numbers tell you, Kate, time and again, it is so hard to recover these onside kicks. And when you got an opponent prepared for it, well, that makes it even more difficult.
The Steelers and Aaron Rodgers headed back out on offense. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. On 1st down, Warren. And he's brought down, but there's some laundry on the field.
Offside, defense.
Pretty easy call to make. He lined up offsides, and now he gets a talking to from his coach.
Still 1st down.
A 1st and 5 to begin this drive following the penalty. Trying the left side with Warren. And he gets this down to the 41 before being stopped. 4. In motion right is Metcalf. They'll run now on 2nd down. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Now we're going to have a timeout by New England. It's 2nd. And they'll have just 1 left to burn now. A give here to Warren. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Now the Patriots calling their 3rd and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. He's down to a knee, and the Steelers getting ready to celebrate this victory.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
Lining up to take a knee on 2nd down. So the Steelers come in and take this on the road. Well, Brock, we knew they were confident in the lead-up, that they could contend despite the hostile crowd they were going to face today, and boy, did they ever. Once they got going, they showed out, they backed up that confidence, and they leave here with a victory.
Oh, it takes so much work, Kate, so much work, even beyond what people hear about through the week or see in the game itself, to overcome somebody defending their home field. You need to be playing at your highest level, and you need to BYOE, bring your own energy. Whenever you take it on the road, and you win one, gosh, it feels so good. What a signature victory.